Hi, everybody. My name is John.
I'm Bob. He's Bi.
They're Butch.
And together we are the Butch and the Bi.
And this week, sort of, well, definitely this week, we had a good time watching KPop Demon Hunters.
Yeah.
And not only did we have a good time watching it, if you're watching our video version on YouTube, you can already see, but we're joined tonight by @aka Dirty Soy, longtime collaborator of the Butch and the Bi.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I got a pulse.
Yeah.
Right. It's good baseline, I guess.
That's a positive.
It's something. Yes. So when did you, because we were a couple months behind on this movie. When did you see this?
I actually saw it really early on because I got Netflix to watch another thing that didn't come out yet. So I was just going through the anime and I saw that and I thought it was a series, but then it was just a movie. And then I got on TikTok like the next day and was like, oh, it's a big thing.
It's a big thing. Yeah.
It's a big deal, actually.
Yeah, that checks out. Like
Yeah, I think it must have been the first like 2 weeks, I think.
Okay. Yeah, because we did not have access to Netflix for a while because they did the little password crackdown. Thanks, Netflix. Super helpful, especially for the situation I was in. But this was the movie I think that was most recommended by our friends of like, we need to see it. And it's like, yeah, we get that. And like, I was sure it was going to be good, and it was. But yeah, it's very good.
This week was not your first time watching it, was it?
No, this is our second time watching it.
Okay.
This is the third movie we've rewatched in like 4 years. We don't rewatch as much as we used to.
Yeah. It is a good rewatch. I watched it, I think, like 3 times because I watched it and then I was like, I got to show a friend it. And then I just watched it again because it was good.
Yeah. There's so many fun background bits and details that you miss on your first watch that like, it's such a well-crafted movie. But yeah, so this is Sony Pictures Animation's KPop Demon Hunters. They're the studio responsible for the Spider-Verse movies, the Mitchells versus the Machines, which was really good. I don't know if you saw that, Joy, but
I did.
Okay, you did. Yeah, I love that.
It was
one.
good.
They also did the Hotel Transylvania movies, so there's that. Yeah, and it's definitely an instant classic. It has all the best hallmarks of an original animated film. It's directed and written by Maggie King, and who was a story artist for films like Kung Fu Panda 3 and Rise of the Guardians. It was also co-written and directed by Chris Appelhans. I'm going to mispronounce so many names this episode, bear with me, who worked on various animation roles on movies like Coraline, Fantastic Mr. Fox, Rise of the Guardians, and was also the director and writer for The Wish Dragon. I did not see this. It came out in 2021. I don't know if either of you had, but this was his directorial debut. And then the film was co-written by Danya, Jimenez, and Hannah McMechan. Anyways, and the movie was animated by Sony Pictures Imageworks under the direction of Josh Beveridge, who was the head character animation on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, some of the What If series episodes, and The Sea Beast. The movie is a flashy, full-blown K-pop musical with original songs written by Danny Chung, Ido, Vince, Kush, Ejae, Jenna Andrews, Stephen Kirk, Lindgren, Mark Sonnenblick, and Daniel Rojas. And the movie was produced by Michelle Wong, cinematography by Gary H. Lee, edited by Nathan Schauf, and score by Marcelo Zarvos, who all have illustrious careers, but we do not have enough time to go into each and every single one like we normally do. This is a big production. But yeah, I guess I'll throw it to you guys first, without getting into spoilers, without getting into too many plot details. What's the vibe? What are we feeling? What really stuck with us about this?
Me first?
You first, yeah.
Oh goodness. I mean, at first I thought it was going to be kind of cringy, but then I was like, actually, we're having just a romp of a time. I like how just genuine it is. And it just kind of leans into, I mean, it's called KPop Demon Hunters, which I think a lot of people were sort of turned off by the name, but I don't know. It both doesn't take itself too seriously, but then also like doesn't make fun of its source material, which is really nice. So it comes off just really genuine. I really like how it kind of awoke a lot of people's love of fandom again. I thought that was really fun. And I think that it's just nice to have some levity in the world and like also some art that's like clearly a lot of really talented people worked on this and made something new.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was just a breath of fresh air in that way.
I really enjoyed, I feel like, the sincerity while also not being self-serious It's a really good balance. I love the animation style. I love the way that it took a lot of classic things of anime and manga, like style changes and chibis and silly little hyper expressive things like popcorn exploding out of your eyes like tears, like, and made it 3D in a way that was very fun. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, no, this definitely
and the music
is.
f***ing rips, of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, every song.
Yeah, every song is great. There's a couple that are genuinely like amazing, but everything in this is so good. Some
Banger
would say
after
most of them are
banger.
golden. But yeah, no, the anime, this is up there with like the Spider-Verse movies, Nimona, what's the other? Oh, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Like as like modern like animation, just I don't know, like staples at this point. It has such that clean look, but it also feels so grounded. It never at any point feels like it's ignoring its own rules for what it's doing. And it's such slick work. The animation team was probably very underpaid, but they did a very good job. Yeah, it's also a huge cast of characters in this movie. It's kind of insane because we've got 2 full K-pop bands along with some supporting cast. So we'll start with the main trio, the Powerpuff Girls of this, if you will, with the half K-pop, half Demon Hunter girl band Huntrix, which consists of 6 voice talents performing all of these characters. So each one has a voice actor and a singer. Rumi is voiced by Arden Cho and with singing by Ejae, I think is how it's pronounced.
It is.
As the lead vocalist and Nepo baby of the group. Mira is voiced by Mei Hong and was singing by Audrey Nuna, is the main dancer and rebellious black sheep of her wealthy family. And Zoe is voiced by Ji Young Yu and singing by Ray Amy, and is the group's rapper and lyricist, and is also the youngest member of the group, who's torn between where she was raised in Burbank, California, and her family's homeland. So their energy, they play off each other so well. Do you guys have a favorite of the trio?
It's really hard. I think generally I like Zoe, the Maknae of the group, if you would like K-pop.
I should know. I don't think Bob or I are ingrained in K-pop culture in any way. This was
I had a friend who was very into BTS, but I could never actually absorb anything about it from them because it's just too much.
The Maknae is the youngest member, and it's like the position that you hold as well sometimes. But yeah, I like Zoe a lot. She's cute.
Yeah, I love them all. I think. Yeah, main character Rumi is so good, and I most want to like grab her and say it's okay.
I'm so glad we all have a different one because Mira is definitely mine.
Oh yeah,
the animation on her and like just her physicality and like her cold dead stares that she gives, so good.
It's nice. We all have different biases.
Yeah, exactly. Would have seen that coming from a mile away. Yeah, no, and the singing, especially Rumi. I mean, that's like Rumi's the main character, and Golden to me is, I think, the best song in the movie. But it also like, it's kind of crazy how well the score integrates with the original music for this, and it kind of weaves throughout the entire movie. So you're never really leaving a song behind at any point. Like once it happens, it kind of reappears in musical notes or narratively, which I really love. And I think the Huntrix cast, it just is so excellent. And I think really, it's interesting seeing movies produced now where you have alternative voices for the singers. I feel like that's not done as frequently as it was 20, 30 years ago. So having it be done so seamlessly is really interesting, and also done in a way that doesn't like hide that. I feel like that was the other thing about having replacement voices for singing and stuff, was that the singers were often not given the same attention as the voice performers. And from everything I've seen, again, we missed the press junket for this, we missed a lot, but from everything I've seen, the respect has been put on both musical artist and voice artist. Yeah.
That's very good.
Hmm.
I think it's been cool that the singing voices have been like touring around basically.
Yeah.
They finally got to sing not as like a different song at, I think it was like a Jingle Bell thing. They sang the 12 Days of Christmas, but they did change it up for the Golden Rings part.
Oh, nice.
It's very
Amazing.
cute.
Yeah, nice. So the other half of this cast is a all group of, it's half K-pop, half all Demon Boy band is the Saja Boys. Their group's leader is Jinu, voiced by An Hyo Seop, with singing by Andrew Choi. And he is joined by four characters that don't really get a whole lot of development in this movie. That's kind of my one. If I had to be nitpicky about anything, it'd be that. I wish the other Saja boys maybe got another beat or two. But he's joined by Romance Saja, who's voiced by Joel Kim Booster and sung by Samuel Lee. Mystery Saja, who's voiced by Alan Lee and sung by Kevin Wu. Abby Saja, who is voiced by Sung Won Chu and sung by Neckwave. And then Baby Saja, who is the only performer that sings in this movie that is voiced and sung by the same performer, with Danny Chung. Do we have?
I guess he only has like one line outside of singing.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Isn't it just him saying goo goo gaga?
It's just that. I don't think he says anything else the whole time.
It's very good. Do we have a favorite Saja boy, even though they're the antagonists in Demons? Yeah, okay, that's the face I
Yeah.
So hard. I have to think on that for a second.
Yeah, I not knowing as much about K-pop, but like seeing other people talk about this movie, they're talking about like how the boys represent the different like roles that exist within K-pop, which is such a fascinating industry to me, both in their like, it's like, this is kind of exploitative, that's unfortunate, and also just like the fantasy of it, but like the idea of having those roles, which feels like
I do have that breakdown, by the way, if we want to go over that now. I had it later, but we can go over it now.
I find it really interesting, but also we can let Joy, if they have
a moment of levity.
have their bias ready from the Saja boys.
I think my bias is Abby. I said Jinu originally, but literally in Your Idol, just like Abby's few lines, I was like, this is it. He's got me.
Yeah.
Got me
I
bad.
think, unfortunately, in this movie, I am such a main character lover. I'm just looking at Gino, I'm like, yes, you. Oh, hold your little face in my hands.
Yeah, I want to jokingly say mystery, only because every time I see that character, it reminds me of that clip of that VTuber singer where it's that concert. Have you seen this, either of you?
Which VTuber?
I don't know, but they have the long hair over the face and they're like wiggling back and forth, and then they hit the note in the song and they flip their hair back and you see their face, and like people
I've
are
never seen this.
losing their shit. It's not like a fake clip, like it's real of people at this VTuber concert. It's wild. So the entire time I'm like, oh, this is that, but like if the person wasn't at home. But yeah, no, I think it's Abby. I'm just, yeah, it's Abby.
Also, Abby looks like, so there's several of the Saja boys kind of look like real K-pop stars, and one of them is like he's kind of clearly based on someone from my favorite group, and he's also in my bias line. So I'm like, he's got to be a fave.
That being said, I guess we'll go over that now since it makes sense. So each of the characters do represent a different kind of darker aspect of the K-pop industry. Not as bluntly, because obviously they don't really dig into that too much with Huntrix in any way, shape, or form. So we've got Abby representing over-sexualization, Baby representing infantilization, Romance representing kind of the unhealthy parasocial dynamic with fans that's kind of levied both ways. Like they're kind of produced and trained and instructed to set that up, and then the fans also then create this awful parasocial situation for the performer. And we've got Mysteries, kind of the vaguest one, with like just that fake mystique of like, ooh, they're so mysterious, who are they? And that's played up for a bit. And G-News, I think kind of in general, this could be looked at through the lens of, for K-pop as a commercial industry, but really any commercialization of art, which is kind of the selling your soul, leaving your family or loved ones to pursue that power or fame. So those are like the broad strokes of kind of what I think a lot of people I see online kind of agreeing with is what they represent. Which I think some of them you pick up on a little quicker in the movie. Others it's a lot more. I think with Mystery's case, it's just inherently subtle as like a problem. It's like, well, we need a fifth one, so here we go.
like a trope. Also, just you know,
Yeah.
it's sort of like in otome games or like in anime. If there's like a bunch of boy characters, they'll each have like a type, like an archetype. So basically, any girl watching it will like one of them, and that's also kind of what it is to me. Where it's like they have all the different archetypes in a group, and usually a group will have that, so that anybody can be like, "Well, I like that one," and buy into it. You know.
Yeah.
The boy bands just keep getting bigger and bigger now. They're like, we need.
They do.
We need
There's
to
like
market
one
them.
that's like 25 members or something
That's
like that.
not a band. That's a choir.
A lot.
That's a church choir. That's.
I think that in a lot of them, like I think 7 is like the sweet spot of a lot of them, which still is a lot. But I think like BTS is 7 people. I think
I'm
like
thinking
4 to 5 is reasonable.
Yeah. I think 5
and more than that, I'm like, damn.
Yeah, 5 makes sense because it's like, oh, you've got one that's usually like the leader, and then 4 that are and similar to how they set it up in this movie. But I feel like 7 just such a weird number.
it gets hard for line distribution at some point.
Yeah. The cast is rounded out by Celine, who's voiced by Yeonjin Kim, and Lee Slunga does the singing as Rumi's foster mother and former K-pop idol Demon Hunter. She was in the same band as Rumi's mother, who I can't remember, and we just watched it. Bob, did they say that her mom died in battle with demons, or was it that she just died?
I don't think we know, bitch.
I don't think
We don't fully
Okay,
know.
great. So she's just
This is-
want a prequel.
the lore is just like as a child, so she never knew her mother. We're not certain if it's
Okay.
like childbirth, if it's just like within infancy.
Gotcha. Okay, so
That's my main thing about this movie. Is just there's a lot more I want to know.
Can
Like
you
you're
shut
wanting to
up?
know more about the individual Saja boys. I'm like, there's a lot of lore that I'm just like.
well, and there is a sequel announced.
I thought that it just got unannounced.
Did it get okay? Well, my information might be outdated then from what I was looking at.
But
which was Wikipedia.
I know that the creator said that they had like originally like much more for the movie, that they had
Yeah.
like stuff ready.
It felt, yeah.
Well,
like
and this was one of the movies that was greenlit during lockdown, as a lot of studios were scrambling to pick up animation as a facet of their lineup, so that they'd have something to release. And this just happened to be so late in that production that it came out way after lockdown. But yeah, they did get rushed on a couple of things as far as like adding more. They're like, no, you've got to cut it off at a certain point. But we've also got Daniel Dae Kim, who people may know from Lost, but he is here as Dr. I'm putting it in giant quotation marks, Dr. Healer Han. Ken Jeong is here as Bobby, the Huntrix's manager, which he's so good in this. I love Bobby so much. And Lee Byung-hun is the voice of the King of the Demons, Gima, sorry. And additionally, you might recognize him from Squid Games as frontman if you watch Squid Games, which was he was really the only one that kind of popped up as notable. The only other one that, for me, from what I had seen, but the only other one that stood out was the voice, Arden Cho, who's the voice of Rumi, is in a bit role in a video game High School. When I was looking at cast, I was like, oh, that's fun, because I love that. There's literally posters right behind me that are supposed to be on a wall, but they just cover my shelf from my cat attacking. But yeah, the cast is phenomenal across the board. Okay,
the cast is phenomenal, both to like the talent, but also we can't ignore the breakout roles of Derpy and the bird whose name I can't remember. Yeah, Susie.
Yeah.
Susie.
yeah. The tiger and the magpie, who I thought it was a crow, but it turns out it's a magpie. Specifically because, hold on, I have my note.
Yeah.
Bob keeps finding all the things I had noted later in my notes.
Keep you on your feet.
Yeah, so they're Jinu's pet tiger and pet magpie, Derpy and Susie, and they're based on minhwa, which is Korean folk art popularized during the Joseon period, which is 1392 to 1897. So it's that very like thin line art kind of style that you see. So that is they're adorable. They gave me a big like Studio Ghibli vibe as far as like animal sidekicks go.
Yeah, no, they're so delightful. My favorite little line in the like throwaway line is like, why is the bird wearing a hat? I made it for the tiger, but the bird keeps stealing.
He's so serious about it too. He's like,
yeah,
oh,
I don't know what you were like, I have a breakdown of things and you kind of laid it out, and now I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm just gonna be jumping around so much.
No, there's
a lot I love about this movie.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it because the movie conveniently is good the entire time. That's what made this breakdown really hard to put together, was just because like it's a good movie through and through. Like there's not really a moment that you would take away from this. And like we said, it's almost like we wish there was a little bit more.
Like you could have given me 20 to 30 more minutes and I've been like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the sweet spot, like 20 more minutes just to develop the Sasha boys a little bit more, and maybe just a little more for Bobby in there, because
And I know that there's a couple deleted scenes that like we know exist that we're like, please
give release
DVD bonus features, DVD bonus
release the
features.
Director's cut. K-pop Demon Hunters.
So much more. It's black and white, slow motion,
4:3 aspect ratio.
Give it to me.
So the plot, story time. Spoilers for K-pop Demon Hunters, by the way. This is the point in which if you haven't seen it, you've decided to stick around. Go watch K-pop Demon Hunters. It is very good. It's not, the spoiler heavy isn't really a big thing here. It's not like it's a big mystery, but it is a delightful movie. There are a lot of really great character moments, a lot of heart. The dynamic between the girls is really great. The dynamic between, not Junie.
Jinu
and
Jinu and
you did a ship name there.
A lot of people do that with the Junie. That's the common slip up.
Amazing. I keep thinking of the kid from Spy Kids when I'm saying it, and that's not the same character at all. So anyways, yeah. So to stop the Demon King Gima, 3 women become demon hunters who use the power of song to create a magical barrier called the Hun Moon. Over time, the new trios of singer hunters are trained to fight demons marked by spiky patterns and maintain the Hun Moon, with the goal of creating the Golden Hun Moon, a permanent seal between our world and the demon's world. Current K-pop group Huntrix has just completed their world tour, but with little to no break in between, the group's leader Rumi releases the band's latest single, Golden, which again, incredible song. In hopes to complete their task, unbeknownst to her bandmates Mira and Zoe, Rumi is half human, half demon. As her late mother fell for a demon, Rumi's patterns have been growing her whole life in hopes that the Golden Hun Moon will cure her of her patterns. At the instruction of her foster mother Celine, she has hidden this fact from her bandmates.
This is the lore, and this is where so much of fandom is like buzzing, is like, what went down between
the mom and the dad?
Yeah, what is that situation? That's
know.
amazing that after the whole movie was done, I was like, you're not gonna tell me what happened here.
But I feel like, I mean, yeah, they didn't give us any direct thing, but I have to imagine like mother, like daughter, like I feel like it was probably a similar situation of encountering a demon that was not like Genu, like it's this like, oh, I can fix it. Kind of.
I do feel like if we got a prequel, I would like them to answer like, why is Genu seems to have his like personality still for the most part, whereas like not all the demons do. Maybe
is there a class system between like demon?
Well, yeah, I would
versus human into demon,
because it's like I feel like he's like their general, so like maybe,
and he's like really old, but like I don't know if that and like the other Sanja boys, like when they turn back into demons, sometimes they look like zombies, kind of like they're not like they don't really have those personalities, and they're just putting it on, and so I'm like. I'm curious about the tiers of demons.
Yeah, are there creatures that are demons forever? Is basically like, because some of them when they changed back, they were so much more goofy, like distinctly non-human. Whereas like even even when he's a demon, he's mostly just a pretty boy with the demon color. Like the coloring changes, he's still a pretty boy. Which I want to know the lore.
You know what I think would work really well to expand on this world is a like mini series that's an anthology, and each episode focuses on a different trio of women, and then the finale is the mom's band with Celine.
Yeah, Golden Sisters.
You get that explanation.
Sunlight
Sisters. Yeah, you get that explanation of what happened between Rumi's mother and dad. I think that'd be kind of the best way to not only like explore that in a way that I think makes sense, because that doesn't need to be a full like feature, but then also I'd love to see those other groups because they all have such great like vibes and they cover different eras. And this movie reminds me a lot of like Agatha All Along in its how it's going at the beginning. I really love that. So I think that
I would love a miniseries that's basically the history of popular Korean music would be so cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I Okay, write that down, somebody.
Yeah, somebody over at Sony,
Netflix, get
pay
on
us,
this.
please. Give us money. So, in an effort to defeat the Hunters, a cunning demon, Jinnu, forms a boy band called the Saja Boys to steal their fans and weaken the Han Moon, each member representing the various darker aspects of the K-pop industry that we spoke about earlier. When rehearsing for their live performance of Golden, due to Rumi's pattern's growth, it is affecting her voice. In an effort to help, Mira takes them to Dr. Healer Han, who most definitely isn't a snake oil salesman unless grape juice is snake oil, in which case he is a snake oil salesman.
This is
You good?
also just a great moment of silly animation with how his eyes pop out.
Yeah.
This is such a funny. It's so funny because like he is clearly like perceptive, and he can use that to his advantage in things. But then also the stare off with Mira, like
Yeah.
and then he recoils.
Well, that's the thing with Mira and with Zoe throughout this entire movie. They have like so many great like background reactions to what's going on between Rumi and whoever else is doing the scene. Like it's one of those things where in a lot of animation you get very static background characters going on. Like there's not a whole lot of reaction and it feeling real. And this movie has that in spades, where it's like, oh, these characters are here, they're present, they're active. There's no one that's just kind of like just sitting there like an animatronic that's been turned off. Yeah. So when they leave Dr. Healer Han, they first encounter the Sacha boys. The girls are quickly resolved of their crushes on the boys when they realize they are in fact demons during their performance of the catchy Soda Pop. What did we think of this introduction? Because Bob, you had mentioned the popcorn eyes bit that starts here and persists through the movie.
So fun. It's such a funny, they're like hearts that turn into corn abs that turn into popcorn because they're getting so overly heated about how cute these boys are. It's such a funny. And then Rumi being like, they're fine. And then seeing her bias and being like, is so.
That's exactly what getting into a K-pop group is.
Yeah,
you're like, I don't care about this. And then you're like, hello.
You see the one boy who's like, well, shit. Yeah, no, the whole thing. And then him being a little like, watch where you're going. And I'll being like, it's like the like reaction, like, oh, boy, hot. Boy, rude. God damn it. Which is just what being attracted to men is like.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's such a great introduction. Joy, any specific thoughts on
I
this?
loved it. I thought we were having a great time. I love soda pop. I felt like when I heard the sound effect of the soda popping to go at the beginning, I was like, I'm in. I'm fully into this movie now. We're here.
It's so good because they're like demons drinking your souls. You're like, you're my little soda pop. It's like so cute, but also ominous.
It is.
Great.
And I won't hear, I've heard a lot of people, and it immediately, some of the fans immediately did turn into kind of K-pop fans where they're like, they love Huntrix so much that they're mean to the Sacha boys. And I'm like, we could calm down. Where I've heard a lot of people say that soda pop's not that good. I'm like, girls, look, it's a good catchy song. I don't know what else you want.
It's like the whole point, like a demon's making an addictive song about a sugary drink, and they drink
and it
your
has
souls.
underlying things. Like I thought it was a fun time.
Yeah.
It was great. Like and also the fact that like the girls themselves, this is getting to so much the weird K-pop like all of fandom and all different forms of like fighting over. Like the girls themselves admit that it's fun.
They're like
is incredibly
begrudgingly.
catchy.
Yeah, even when they realize it's
they're
demons,
like,
they're still
"Fuck,
bopping their shoulders along. And I really like that, like, the dynamic isn't that always, like, Rumi's the one that's, like, steadfast. Like, she's in this scene bouncing along with Zoe, and Mira's kind of like, we're catchy. Like, But yeah, so after this, they hunt the demons down to a game show appearance and are invited on stage by Jinnu. And they had done their little magic girl anime transformation into their leather outfits. And they push a plastic slide up to the wall. And these three just squeak their asses down this slide.
The leather has betrayed in the balls. And
this is also followed up by them effectively doing hot ones with the boys. Like they're all drinking hot sauce and baby. This is
that's what the boys were doing, I think, when they got there. But
yes, that was before, which is also just a fun, like the weird TV things that
I think it is common for K-pop, like the Korean like variety shows are really big in the K-pop fandom and stuff. And like they're always just up to odd things and it's fun.
Well, and I too wonder like how much, because I know that's a big thing in Korea and I know that's a big thing in Japan, are the like the big big game shows with a lot of different like mini games and challenges. And I do wonder, especially because I remember like things like Attack the Show would feature like clips from that all the time. I wonder how much of that being introduced to Western culture at a formative age for people that are like producing content now resulted in a lot of the things we see on like YouTube, like Hot Ones or something, where it's that level of like, okay, what can we put these people through to get them to answer questions? Hot Ones I keep going back to because Joy, you did a Hot Ones Gambit on your stream. Was it your anniversary stream or what was it?
God, what was that for?
Or was it like a certain follower?
I think it was a certain subscriber count.
Okay.
I think it was a certain, is it a subscriber or follower account? But I think we just crave seeing like celebrities do goofier stuff.
Yeah.
See them, especially Hot Ones, and like that sort of like spiciness, like that is breaking down walls of like you're being able to control yourself, which makes us be like, yay, they're human. They're like us.
they're like me for real.
Exactly.
And
you get to like see them like whenever I see celebrities just like talking and trying to focus so hard and then breaks and be like, God damn it, it's so hot. Is like, yeah. It's just it builds the parasocial.
And then on the other side of that, also for a lot of the like Korean shows, it's a good excuse to get the like K-pop stars to do things that like they would never have an excuse to do, but they're like, well, we really want to do this bit of fan service. How do we do that? Pepper again. You know?
Yeah. So yeah, I also love that each the girls all have different weapons. Mira has a staff, Zoe has the little throwing knives, and then Rumi has the sword. And I'm just like, okay, this is literally just Powerpuff Girls meets like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like,
Hell yeah.
it's so good. It's such a good vibe.
Teenage K-pop Demon Hunters.
It's so good. I keep wanting to, at some point I will, but I keep wanting to draw the girls as Powerpuff Girls style.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah.
You should do that.
Yeah. So they chase after the game show, the boys book it after announcing that they'll be competing against Hut Tricks at the Idol Awards. The demons book it and the girls chase after them to a men's bathhouse, which I love this recurring bit of Mira and Zoe complaining that Rumi never joins them at the bathhouse. But it's because of her patterns and it's like so sad.
Yeah.
There's a beautiful allegory in this movie for like having to hide who you are from the ones that you loved because another loved one has conditioned you to do so, between Celine, Rumi, and Mira and Zoe. So it's very like, man, that's borderline queer coded. Kill me now. Like,
Isn't it?
But they have this fantastic fight in the bathhouse against water demons, and I love the smoke and the way the light's kind of bouncing off of everything in this scene as they're fighting the water demons. This is also where we get our first inclination that Jinu's maybe not completely evil, when Rumi's shirt or her sleeve gets torn and you can see her scars. During the fight, he kind of grabs her and covers it up mid-fight. Yeah.
There's also the great moment when they're running away and he falls over. I'm like, oh, this guy is a big bad. He's a goof. He's just a guy. And there's so many moments of that where you're like, oh, you're acting all big and serious, but you're silly. And what can I say? That's the shit I like.
Yeah.
It's super cute. There's like a lot of, I love that. I love all the edits of just all his like goofy moments.
Yeah. I realized we didn't even talk about at the very beginning of this movie, they're on a plane to go to their concert and it's been hijacked by the demons who are all like, they're watering plants with coffee and stuff. And Bobby's like, where are you guys going? And then they do their little Fortnite drop into the stadium. And we didn't even mention that at all. I just realized it was such a fun moment.
And them carb loading before the show.
Yeah.
Eating the ramens that have their own faces on. It's so cute.
Yeah. So they fail to catch the boys. They return home. This is when Jinu sends Derpy and Susie to lead Rumi to him so they can meet. And it's just such character design, like creature design. And it's such a good, like, another thing that highlights that Jinu's, again, like, what's his deal? Why does he have pets? Why does he maintain his form? Why does he have more independence than the other demons? Why is he able to like talk back to Gima? Like, what's the deal there? We didn't get that answer.
Yeah, no, I love. Before I saw anything about any of the human/demon characters, I saw Derpy. Everyone, a lot of my Instagram is around the plush community. Everyone was like, look at the Derpy I made before there are any official plushes. That was a big thing, is that Netflix did not believe this movie was going to do well. And so they didn't make a lot of merch.
They weren't ready.
They were not ready. And so there was this lovely fan uprising of people being like, here's the thing I made. Everyone being like, yes, which is my favorite type of merch anyways. So, but yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, that's so fun. And then I saw Susie and I was like, oh, that's so fun. And then I saw the humanoid characters and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Cool too.
Yeah. I particularly like, we'll talk about it a little bit later, but there's a detail that I really like about the character design for the demon versions of the Sasha boys. But so they meet up. This is where Jinu kind of reveals a very pretty picture of his backstory. He leaves out some key details about his family. And again, it's this moment of, she's trying to figure out what's his deal. Why did he protect her? Is it a ploy? Should I trust him? He's hot. Like,
what's the vibe here?
What's the vibe? Am I reliving my mother's choices? So yeah, it's such a good dynamic because they both have so much to lose. If they both are not happy with their station, with where they're at, and having to hide who they are, be someone that they're not, but in such different ways that I think like clash really well. But yeah, what were your guys' immediate like joy? What was the take when you saw these two start to interact like this?
Well, I really like them together, obviously. One of my gripes with the movie is that, like, I wish that they had a little bit more time to develop, but also, like, I feel like the script is so tight and they have, like, really good chemistry while also, like, the things that she is shameful about, like, the things that they're both, like, insecure about, like, balance each other pretty well, where she's like, there are parts of you that are good, and those are the parts that you should, like, that, like, I'm protecting, and that, like, is like not like why I shouldn't just like go jump off a bridge. And and like they both obviously help each other, like, what do you call it, develop. Like she's like, oh, there are good parts of you, so maybe I shouldn't hate the demon parts of myself. And he's like, oh well, I guess like you're pretty cool. So, and I like that they don't immediately start liking each other. It takes a minute. I prefer a slower burn. But I think that they balanced each other out really well. And also their humor together is really funny. Jinu's like a big dork. And like every time they talk, it's really awkward. He's like 200 years old. But like he was like, I'm going to set up this mannequin. And I think that's a really good idea. And then
she kills
it's just so funny.
Yeah.
They're so funny together.
Yeah. And I appreciate too that they don't like commit to that bit more than like the flirtation and like the chemistry, because again, like, yeah, he's 200 years old ghost basically.
I think once it's past 100, it's like vampire rules.
You think it loops back around?
Yeah, it does. No, everybody agrees with that, John.
I think that's just Twilight fans.
No. Actually, Twilight doesn't work with that because he's only like 109. But like Buffy, it loops around. Anyways.
Wait, yeah, you're just Spike and Buffy.
John, you're just not.
Bro. Spike and Angel are both hundreds of years. Like they're both at least 200, I think.
No.
They're from the.
You're just not a monster. You don't get.
No, I'm not.
See?
I'm really
yeah, I guess you're not in the monster community, so you don't understand.
Yeah, yeah.
I heard a lot of people fan theorying that Jinu was Rumi's dad, and I was like, I don't know why you would go.
So here's the thing though, in the back of my head, there is a level of like, why would he be so protective of her? Why would he like?
He has a crush on her.
I get that, but I also narratively
their vibe was very
why that's there. I'm not saying that's a good path to go down, but I get
don't
why
think
that's the pickup.
He's not like protective of her from the beginning. He like, it takes until the very end for him to be like, yeah, like he likes her, and then he's like, yeah, but I kind of want my shit more than I like you. And then at the very end, he's like,
No, but I mean, from the first fight, he protects her with the sleeve thing.
I think he was just
once he
intrigued.
realizes.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I think he was just, I took that as being intrigued by her.
Yeah, because I did have that same thought, and then the movie went on and they made it more romantic in vibe, but like I fully get where that could have also been the play. It'd be wild if they do that miniseries and then reveal that, and then the fandom
I don't
loses
want
their
that.
minds.
We ship them too much. That's weird. Make
Yeah.
Gima her dad, if anything.
God,
No, because that's one of the theories. This is sort of like a
that's the
Persephone's
theory.
Hades
Is that the
thing.
big
That's
fire
one
boy
of them.
is the dad?
Probably as a human form, but like a Hades Persephone thing.
Oh,
like bringing in
okay.
Greek mythology.
And people
Yeah.
draw Gima really hot. Okay.
Of course they do.
Did they show? They don't show his like human form in the movie,
No.
right? It's just the
No,
fire.
but they
Okay.
draw him
just-
giant.
Listen,
Big.
people just look at a character and they're like, this ball of flame's gonna be super hot as a human.
He's got a
and
good voice.
I'm gonna give him so many abs.
And I'm here for it. And I eat it up every time.
I did not. Not
Popcorn
my
eyes.
research.
Sorry. No, popcorn eyes, but the first time that happens, it's Beers eating the popcorn eyes that are coming out of Zoe. I just remembered that detail. It's so funny.
It's so good. There's little bits that they carry through the whole movie, which I really like, which is also Zoe, like saying magicians instead of demons,
Mhm.
which I really wanted at the very end when they were killing all of them for there to be one scared little Saja boy at the end who really was just a magician. I think that would have been really
Fun.
He's like, guys, I just wanted to sing songs. What's going on?
I didn't know
this
what
is
was
the plan.
going on.
Yeah, I wasn't in on it. I'm innocent.
I didn't know.
Yeah, so this is where he tells her about his history. This is not where they plan to sabotage the Sasha boys. So then she returns home and they start to produce Takedown as a more kind of aggressive song than their typical vibe. And this is where really we get to start to see Rumi's kind of fear of having not told her bandmates what happened kind of coming to light. Like, oh, if they find out, this is what they're going to do to me. This is what they think about me.
Yeah. Like they
Specifically.
hate demons so much and she's sitting there like, right.
Right, guys, we hate demons. They're bad.
They're so bad they should die, right?
All of that.
Right.
But yeah, it is that thing of this is really when we start to see that those cracks form, and it's the fact that the patterns are kind of evocative of cracks. It is this like, I think it's a thing narratively that works really well in a very common thing that I think a lot of people run into either when they're writing or when they're just living their life, which is you can only kind of pretend to be who you're not for so long before that either destroys you or you thrive with it. And I think this is such a beautiful exploration of that, an exploration of like, especially her dynamic with her foster mother, Celine, being so like, oh no, like you have to keep this a secret. I think like we'll get rid of it, we'll fix it, as opposed to being like, what if that's not the thing that needs fixed.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a very beautiful kind of like through line through the whole movie for both her and Jinwoo.
Generational trauma.
Ayo, we love it. So Rumi is uncomfortable, afraid. She leaves and turns to Jinwoo. This is where they conspire he'll sabotage the Saja boys at the Idol Awards with the promise that Jinwoo could stay in the human world after the honeymoon is fully formed. At the Idol Awards, Huntrix starts their performance of Golden successfully. It's this beautiful moment where she made it through the hard part of the song, and there's this beat in the song where I guess Mira and Zoe go off stage for a second, and during this they see a group of demons kidnapping Bobby, or what they believe to be Bobby. It turns out that it's another demon pretending to be Bobby. I was really, for a second there when I was watching this originally, I was like, oh no, was Bobby a demon the whole time? Kind of thing. Like in the back of my head, like, oh no, that'd be terrible. And it wasn't the case. And while that happens,
Bobby's pure.
two other demons pretending to be Mira and Zoe come out on stage and transition to Takedown, which throws Rumi off, reminds her of all of that fear she has, and then suddenly the two of them start kind of belittling her, talking about how she's no good as a demon, all this stuff, and then taking her jacket and revealing her patterns, not only to the audience, but to Zoe and Mira, who have returned to the stage. Yeah, how did we feel? What were we thinking when this was happening?
That was brutal.
Yeah.
That was brutal as hell. It was really good. I was like, damn, I didn't realize this movie was gonna rock like this. But I mean, so it's really like hard hitting. And it's also like you understand Rumi, where she was taught her whole life to hate herself. And so of course she wasn't gonna tell her friends because maybe they wouldn't understand. But like obviously her friends would have understood. And they don't, it's the fact that she kept it a secret that they're not cool with. And so I'm like, I understand everybody's position, and that's why it's really heartbreaking, but it's so good.
Yeah, it's really, yeah. As you said, generational trauma.
It hits
Sort
hard.
of, yeah. How do you, if you've been told something about yourself is so incredibly shameful, how do you ever actually, how would you get to a point where like, I can tell these people this, even if you like are like essentially like sisters with these people? How do you make that jump?
And there were points that they, pointed out that she wanted to tell them, but then Celine would like double down and be like, no, you can't tell them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and so
that's your foster mom.
Yeah. And so they're backstage. This is when I'm trying to remember, do Mira and Zoe pull their weapons?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they pull their weapons, which results in Rimu fleeing to Jinu, who had been threatened by Guimard, turned on her, and with that weekend honeymoon, Guimard enters the human world, puts a trance over everyone, including Zoe and Mira at this point at the stadium or wherever the Idol Awards is happening. This is when Rumi goes to see Celine, begging her to take her life as a result of kind of the patterns taking over. She's kind of in this weird like demon state where she has kind of let the darkness take over. She's lost her friends. This demon that she put her trust into her betrayed her. Her career is over. All this stuff is happening, and she's seeing kind of one option out, which really isn't an option. I think, God, it was such a bold choice to stick the landing with Celine and having her stay steadfast and no, we can try to put this genie back in the bottle instead of embracing Rumi. I like that moment of just, I feel like a lot of movies would not backpedal, but they would have that resolution just for the catharsis of it. But like it really needed to be her own. She needed to resolve it on her own. She'd been relying on Celine's instructions for so long that she had to break free from that. So Rumi leaves, and Saja Boys are starting their performance of Your Idol. Yeah, correct.
Such a good song, dude.
Yeah, it's such a vibe. But this is what I was talking about earlier with some of the character design stuff with the Saja Boys, because they're more in they're in their demonic like robes, like their robes and their hats.
Their hats and
their fingers are back to that like claw shape, and I really loved. I think it's either Baby, it's Baby when he's doing his rapping section, and he's really doing the handwork, and I really loved that vibe of those pointy fingers, the way they're kind of clutching at the audience and drawing them in, sort of thing. This is very good. All well, kind of starting to take the souls of everybody there. Rumi shows up, and this is where she starts singing, and this breaks the spell over Zoe and Mira. They reunite, and it's very powerful, like just work of the combination of both narratively what's going on, but also the fighting. I love when action sequences in movies are used to emphasize and expand upon the emotional resonance of what's going on, and I think this movie does it so well with them kind of plowing through these no-name demons that are flying at them and then fighting the Saja Boys. There's particularly the moment where I think it's Zoe knocks out Mystery, or is it not Mystery? Yeah, Mystery.
I think
Mystery,
yeah.
His hair flips up, and he's like, "Oh my
You're
God,
just my type."
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
So good.
They reunite and defeat Guimard.
With the help of
Jinu sacrifices himself to save Rumi.
The beautiful line, "You gave me my soul back, and now I give it to you," as he disappears.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fan theory that his soul is in her sword now. and they're in a sequel, then it'd be like a talking sword situation.
Yes. Love a talking
Lollipop
sword.
Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love both Your Idol and This Is What It Sounds Like. That song makes me cry every time.
Yeah, no, I was crying.
Yeah. And I felt like Your Idol did a really good job of also emphasizing like the parasocial parts of the K-pop industry, where like literally they're describing like you don't need anything else. Like you have me and I love you and that's all you need.
Yeah.
There's literally K-pop songs, and I like a lot of those K-pop songs, so I'm not even knocking it, but there's literally K-pop songs where the group's like, I'm here for you. So I love it. And it's also
it's like it's a version of soda pop where the veneer of like that bubble pop aesthetic has been removed, and it's now just like that the demonic
face.
side of it is.
And it's so clever because I mean, like obviously when you look at it with the demonic and we're Your Idol, you're like, oh, that's kind of creepy, but they're literally called idols. And so I'm like, it's so clever. It's so well done. I loved it.
Yeah.
Good job.
So any other thoughts about the plot of the movie? Anything that I didn't bring up that you wanted to?
They finally get to go to the bathhouse.
Yeah.
That was nice.
It's very sweet.
Yeah.
I'd be curious. I know that they like said a sequel and a lot of people want a prequel, but actually there are a lot of things that I'm curious, like how like their relationship with Celine is now, because she's also like their manager, and then also like I have questions. I'm curious.
She's also their manager? Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, there's definitely, I mean, I think we can have a sequel that explores the past. Not to be like the first thing that came to my mind was Frozen 2, but
that's the thing is like, where do you go from this? Because you then have to like either introduce a different threat from space or something, or you have to say that they failed at what they did. So I like the idea of revisiting the past in this world.
I agree. I know some people like, but it would have needed to be done in the narrative of this movie, so like a sequel wouldn't help. I know a lot of people kind of talked about like all the girls had like insecurities and things that they were sort of hiding, but we don't really go into it at all. Like we're kind of told, not shown, but I think that would have needed to be in the narrative of this movie and like a separate movie for it. It's like, well, they already accept themselves. So.
Yeah. In Golden, they do set up like what each of their things is, but it seems like that's their past and they have resolved it. It's almost like Rumi's really the only one that still hasn't resolved her demons. Literally.
They have like little bits. Like I know when Zoe took her to the doctor, she was like, I don't do that, right? Like they were like, oh, you work, like you think you're too much and not enough or whatever, which by the way, like that is also why she's my bias. Cause like Yuma's like, you're too much and not enough at the same time. And I was like,
yeah, when he's tempting them all in, he looks their insecurities.
Yeah. You're like, all right, cool. Great time.
I just want to know more.
Yeah.
I just want to know more.
That's fair.
My only complaint about the movie is give me more.
Release the 3-hour cut. Release the 3-hour cut. Because there should have been, I believe someone said that there's a scene where Rumi's hair would have gotten taken down. And there was also like an aquarium date with her and Ginu. I want more.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
More.
Yeah. It's hard too, because it is that thing of like, oh my God, I love this world and the story and this characters. But how much of that then ties back to, oh my God, this was such a tight film.
Yeah, that's true.
Like that's the thing is it's like, when do you start padding it out just because, and then it becomes too bloated? So yeah.
You could use 20 minutes and then a 3-hour fan version.
Exactly. Yeah.
I want to at least see, the deleted scenes, like animatics. Like I want to know what was meant to be there and then also appreciate the tightness. And it's like, that is, yeah, I would like a version that's longer, but is not like the theatrical release version in the same way that we have the extended Lord of the Rings. Like for the crazy fans among us who are like, I want to do that. I will, give me the 3-hour cut and I will absolutely enjoy it. And then probably just think about it and not rewatch it as often as I rewatch the original kind of.
Yeah.
I agree.
Did you guys have any favorite moments or favorite bits that kept popping up? I know for me specifically, a lot of the background details and jokes with like Zoe and Mira, especially when Zoe's trying to tear apart the lyrics for Takedown, and she's like sharp teeth and angrily like flailing around in the background. I don't know if you guys have seen the reference footage of the animators that they took of them performing that to animate it, and it's spot on.
I love the animator act thing out to like, so I also do that, but it's so funny. It's so good. Ugh, animation's amazing.
And then also every interaction between Derpy and Susie is so good. And then, like I said, Golden's definitely my favorite song from this movie. It's just such a beautiful song.
I think it's my most re-listened to for sure.
Yeah.
Give you the vibes to get through the day.
Yeah. What about Ejae? What about you?
I think I really just in general appreciated like the storytelling through a lot of like showing and like we said, it's such a tight movie, but they get across a lot of like emotional depth and stuff. Like I like how they reveal that Rumi's a demon. I like how they did that. I feel like story writing in kids movies can be a little clunky sometimes because they don't trust the kids to get it. But in this, like the way that they showed it during the song, I thought was really cool. And then like later when the Han moon is like breaking down and like Bobby's like, guys, it's okay. It's not like the world's ending. And he can't see the Han moon, but it's like reflected in the glass. I thought there was just some really clever storytelling that I just appreciate so much, because I feel like sometimes scripts these days have just been so clunky that I'm like, right, you didn't have to like say it exactly like that. So I just really appreciated the script in general.
Yeah. And Bob, how about you?
Oh, the character interactions and just how they all function and how distinct they are from each other is just so delightful. Oh my God, she traveled. Yeah.
It's weird if she shows up in Joyce.
That would be the true Juju. Yeah. It's very pretty, both visually and auditorially wise. Yeah, it makes me feel a lot of feelings. It leaves me craving more, which I think is the sign of a good like lore basis, is being like,
yeah, I want to be in that world.
Yeah. Very cool.
I do have a couple of recommendations for films if people enjoyed this. So the big two would be Nimona, which follows a lot of the beats of a character that maybe thinks they're possibly a monster in some way, shape, or form, and having to overcome that to be the hero of the story. Also Turning Red explores a lot of that generational trauma. And like also some of the musical beats, because there's a boy band in that as well. But that was such a beautiful movie. That's also more of specifically coming of age, whereas this is like that dealing with your young adult, like trying to figure out who you are and how you want to be to the world kind of thing. I also think if you really like the animation style, obviously the Into the Spider-Verse movies, but the Puss in Boots Last Wish movie that came out a couple years ago, just the animation in that is so slick and similar to like a lot of the action sequences in this. It's just a very tight film in that regard. Do either of you have any thoughts on movies that you'd recommend to people? It's okay.
I will say there has been a lot of discussion if the boy band in Turning Red could seal the Han moon. And I think that they agreed that they could, because in that movie, like I won't spoil what they did at the end, but like the way that they like harness the power of friendship and music, it's like, similar. I think they could have done it.
Yeah.
I love Turning Red so much. I feel like it did not get the hype it needed when it came out. Like, I feel like it kind of like
misogynist about it.
It was so good.
It was so good. It was so good. Bob, did we do an episode on that? Was that one that we did one, or was that after we had stopped?
I can't remember.
I vaguely remember doing a poster for it. Now I can't remember. This is the problem. We took like a year break from actually doing this regularly. We did an episode on Puss in Boots Last Wish. We did an episode on Across the Spider-Verse. I don't see one on
people
Red.
Just huge pet peeve on the internet, and more than that, it's a pet peeve, but it shows something deeper. It just says how misogynistic people are about that movie, because they're just like, ew, and I'm like, it's so good.
Yeah. Well, and it's also too like it captures that early 2000s vibe so well.
Yeah, they're like, you cringe, and I'm like, no, it's good.
Yeah.
Kill the part of you that cringes. God damn it.
Real. People are like that also with, I mean, a lot of people who got into K-pop Demon Hunters late were like, because everyone liked it and because the main fan base is girls and because it's about K-pop, a lot of people were like, well, I'm going to be the contrarian. I'm like, it's like a solid movie. Even if it's like not super your cup of tea, it is a solid movie for sure.
I got an eye roll when I mentioned it to someone that I know, like, oh yeah, I watched K-pop Demon Hunter, it was really good. And I'm like, I despise that that's the immediate go-to is like, oh, I have this like weird ego thing to protect. It's like, no, you don't. It's 2026 and the world's on fire. Please stop, for the love of all.
Just like enjoy art.
It. Or don't, but you don't have to yuck somebody's yums.
It's
is the
true.
Other thing. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Did you have a good time?
Oh yes, it was super fun. I love geeking out.
Yeah. Where should people go to find all of your various things? Because you've a couple big projects.
I do. I'm on Instagram at AK_dirtysoy. I think that's the same for Twitch. I stream. I'm looking to stream a lot more this year. I've got music out under Joyride, JOYRIDE. We just released our first EP, and I'm working. I was literally working on something else yesterday. So lots of things. I'm usually Dirty Soy places, so that's where you can find me.
They can also check out Compromised.
Oh yeah, I made that
complete miniseries, sci-fi dystopian cyberpunk audio drama. It's so good. People should check it out. It's available where you can listen to audio things. There'll be a link down below all these things on the video version and on the description. Bob, where should people go to find you?
They can find me at www.asmallfrogart.com or at asmallfrogart on the various social medias. Yeah, kind of took a little bit of a break for the end of the year as my day job got really busy, but I'm going to try and be posting more of the things that I make going forward in the new year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You can follow me at Junk Lobster on all the things. I stream on Mondays over on Twitch doing digital art, sometimes games. And you can find everything, all of our episodes for a good time watching at www.thebutchandtheby.com. That's A-N-D, not ampersand, because the internet doesn't like ampersands. And you can also follow us on Instagram and all the places where you can see us announce things, post clips, all that good stuff. And yeah, expect to see Joy here again in the future. Hopefully not too far in the future. We'd love to have you back with any movie or smaller, not 1,000 episode anime that you'd like us to chat about.
I want to make him watch Twilight.
I'm going to lose my mind. You know what though? Twilight would be a
5
really
movies.
good one.
Let's go.
I would be willing to do one episode on all of the Twilight movies.
We can get into the lore because that's the horrible thing is that there's a lot of lore.
Yeah, I would absolutely be down to do that. I refuse to do 5 individual episodes.
That's unnecessary. Nothing.
Most of the movies? Or are there 4?
Nothing happens in most of them, so it's unnecessary to do.
Are there
4 books? 4 books. The last one split into 2, like all the others.
3 books, and then
there was like 5 years where we did that a lot.
Yeah, well, there was Hunger Games and Harry Potter.
Nothing happens in those movies. There's no reason for it to have been 2 parts anyway.
Yeah, I'm glad Wicked brought that back in 2025.
I kind of need. I need to know how the play is a tight 130, like hour 30.
It's not a tight 130.
Isn't it? Isn't that?
No, I mean it's 130. It's just not a tight 130.
It's not tight.
It's not, there's a reason the first movie's better than the second.
Right.
And we did our go listen to our episode on Wicked for our thoughts on Wicked, because it's Wicked as a stage play. Wonderful. My favorite stage show. Man, that last act is just one of the most rushed things ever made.
They have a lot to do. They have to both talk about fascism and the power of friendship.
Yeah, and unfortunately, those 2 things take a lot of time to talk about.
Yeah.
Great. Well, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks again, and bye.
Which?